What's worth learning? Learning is not attained by chance. It must be sought for with ardor and attended to with diligence. So basically, we got to work at it. But what's worth working at? What is worth learning? For my questions last week, I chose to mainly focus on what will help each student learn to live wide awake. I really loved this concept from the reading that we read in. Sister Edgington, what she had to say was, as teachers, we can be proactive with students if we are wide awake in our classrooms. Part of a teacher's role is to help students learn how to make their own decisions. We need to help them become agents rather than just being acted upon. When they truly awaken, they will be able to make a greater impact on the world. And I shared that quote because I just fell in love with it, with how she pointed that out, how we need to be wide awake first to help them, and then we need to help them make their own decisions. Taylor on my post said that we could ask them questions and invite them to find answers to their own questions. We can help them learn for themselves. And she pointed out a reading that we did from Paulo Freire. And then teach them why something is important to learn and how it applies to them. And that was actually in response to one of my second questions. But as I was going through and researching, I found that, again, some of these answers could have been for either of any of the questions that was asked. And then on a phone call with Brandon, we talked about what are ways we can help students live wide awake. And he said, well, we can help them realize that there's options out there, that what they're dealing with and living with right now isn't what's the only thing they'll ever come in contact with. There's so much more. We can help them understand where they're going and then help them make goals and know that they are worth it. So many times our kids they're stuck in a rut, or they just feel like, why even try? Why change? This is the way it is. Other tools that we can use to help them live wide awake, I thought of, was increase their creativity. And so basically teaching our children how to think for themselves, solve their own questions, teach them to think outside of the box. According to a website on Growing Plays, we can provide creative playtime. We can ask lots of questions without prompting to what the answer could be. We can set an example, reduce screen time, embrace the boredom because it pushes them to think. And this is something I actually really love, and I've seen it even with my own kids. They might not enjoy it, but it does push them, and they come up with amazing things. Positive reinforcement for when they do think out of the box. Again, very important to let them know you're on the right track. So just a real quick cap, what's worth learning? Well, again, talking with Brandon, we decided it's anything that the kids need or would benefit from learning. I would add anything that kids or students are interested in. And then I wanted to end with a quote by Benjamin Franklin, how it tell me and I forget, teach me and I remember, involve me and I learn.